Yo.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, bro? How
oh,
are
oh,
you?
good yourself?
Can't complain. Can't complain. It's about to be summer and we
Yeah,
finally opening up, so the world's about to be crazy again.
seriously, I'm ready for a hot boy summer.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, because after last summer, I think we all need a hot boy girl summer because yeah.
That's right. That's right, man.
Yeah.
But you've been well?
Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. It's Chicago's getting hot, so
Really? I
yeah.
hear the opposite. I don't know much about there, but that's the first thing I hear. It's cold. But
Yeah. Yeah, if you come in the winter, yeah, it's a little frigid, I'm not gonna lie, but it's been up to
I
90
I hear
today.
it's brick, and not even frigid, it's brick out
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we have polar vortexes and stuff.
there.
It's yeah, it's you have to live here to understand it all. It's kind of intense if you're not from here. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, right. One day I've yet to go, but one day.
Yeah, you got to come in like I would say like October, September, October.
Okay,
It's like not too hot. It's not too cold.
that's my month. That's the Virgo month right there. So,
Yeah, because right now it's like 90 and humid.
oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, but how have you been? How's your week been?
My week has been busy, man. I just had a dropped my new video for
Yeah.
it's called Back Out. Been working a long time on this. Had some great people on my team to help me put it all together. It was super last minute, super clutch. Um, and sometimes when especially when you have so many moving pieces to a project, especially with the video involved and actors and videographers, sometimes things just don't always go how you expect them to go, right? Um, but it was definitely by the grace of God that everything just happened so smoothly, better than I expected, and yeah, I'm just really happy about it. It's streaming everywhere now, so if
Yeah.
everybody's watching, definitely go check out my links in my bio. But my new video's out now everywhere.
Yeah, the video. I want to get to the video, but the video, I love it because it's like cinematography. It's like a cinema, like a movie almost. But
Right.
that's what I like about it. Like it gives me that vibe of LA and just
Uh huh.
the vibes.
Yeah, PCH is very iconic, and thank you so much. By the way,
Hmm.
it was definitely what I was trying to embody, that feeling of summer. I'm from Los Angeles, Southern California, my whole life, born and raised, born in Covina, raised in Rolling Heights. Shout out to 626 SGV. Um, yeah, man, but definitely wanted to embody that California feel, that summer feel,
Hmm.
and tell my story. The record's about a relationship, past relationship, and how things can, especially growing with relationships, sometimes they don't always align with your frequency, you know, and intentions at the end of the day always matter. But that song is about an experience like that in my life, so it's definitely personal to me, and I think that's why it's very different from other music that I've been making these past few years,
Yeah,
and I'm definitely proud of it.
yeah, no, it's a dope track. Like the whole,
Thank
but
you.
like I want to talk about for quarantine because last year it was a blessing for some of us and it was a curse for a lot of us. But at the same point, it was a time to really you know, make our craft even better of whatever anyone does. So, like, what were your thoughts when quarantine first hit in March, and how did you like get through it with personally and professionally?
Huh. That's a great question. Personally, it definitely, I feel, tested everybody's mental toughness,
Hmm.
and being put through the ringer, especially not only being an artist, but um, just anybody just trying to survive in this world. It's almost like a dual career. You have to kind of juggle and do everything at the same time. And I'm working independently, and I have been for the past year and a half on my career as an independent artist. And something that can be overwhelming, and I definitely face some overwhelming moments, um, especially since the pandemic started,
Yeah,
up until now. But I think that adversity breeds champions, and that's what's helped me the most this past year. Just to really, it's like that saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," right?
yep,
Um, but yeah, besides mentally, I mean, musically, it's really helped me step out of my comfort zone and really try things and experiment sonically in ways that I haven't really done so in the past year and a half. And being of Chinese and Mexican descent, I've really been tapping into my my Spanish culture, a
Hmm.
lot more with the producers that I've been working with, even to the writers, and just networking now that we're back outside. Um, so and that aspect has been beautiful because I've been able to evolve as an artist and just grow, man.
Yeah, I love. It's funny you bring that up about your Chinese and Mexican background. I'm biracial as well. I'm Mexican Italian. So
Represent,
yeah,
represent.
right. The biracial. We're all gonna be
Dale,
biracial sooner or
dale.
later. Yeah, but I want to ask you, like, has it been, like growing up? I guess for me, I never thought of it as like. I guess I never thought about it when I was young. I was just kind of like, I don't know. But now it's such like a thing I feel being like biracial. Like you kind of don't know. But then I kind of realized growing up, like, oh, do I fit more in on the white side, or do I, try to be more Hispanic to fit in with like Hispanic friends or fit more with white friends? Like, has it
Right.
ever been hard for you to try to figure out like? Because for me, it's kind of like 50-50 sometimes. I don't know what to do. But now, I'm better now. But just growing up.
Could you repeat the question? You're kind of like backing up or breaking up at the end.
Oh, was it breaking up? Sorry. Like, was it hard for you ever at a time being biracial, especially in the industry, or like trying to figure out, like, hey, do I go to more to this side, or do I want to go to more to this side?
Right. I think growing up, it was never really a big issue in terms of segregation because I grew up in a school. I was very fortunate to be around a multicultural group of students. I would say the minority was white, which is different. You know what I mean? It's not everybody's reality growing up. So I am blessed to say that I didn't face too much adversity um, in terms of my race and being ambiguous, and just being different from what other people see around them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's been something to make me feel special. I like to use it to make me feel a, empowered. You know what I mean, rather
Hmm.
than bringing me down. So that's the best thing I would say for anybody as well if they're facing this type of adversity or even bullying is still rampant these days. And I like to always tell everybody like you have your own talents, you are unique, and there's no one like you because no one does it like you.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Very true. And I know at age 11, you just picked up a guitar and self-taught. So like,
Uh-huh.
what inspired you to be like, hey, you know what? I want a guitar. I want to do I want to figure it out and just kind of go with it.
Right. Yeah, man. At age 11 was really, I guess, a pinnacle moment in my life. To be honest, what got me started into music. I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Desperado. Have you?
Yeah,
Antonio
that's what. Yeah,
Banderas, right?
Taylor Banderas.
Yeah, it was just badass, man. But in terms of what inspired me in that movie, the beginning scene, he's literally, singing in a bar with his mariachi brothers, serenading the crowd, and a fight breaks loose. And for anybody who hasn't seen, he's walking down the bar, still killing his performance, and he literally smacks the person causing trouble in the bar in the face, just to like literally put out the situation. So he was like my musical superhero, musical
Uh-huh.
superhero from day one since I saw that movie, and that's what inspired me to go get that guitar. And shout out to my big bro Zion, who actually bought me my first guitar, my first recording setup, and really got me into the recording of my own music and really just crafting my own sound.
That's awesome. Like that's so. I wish I would have done more, just kind of learning, just to know. It's just good to know. I feel an instrument, like
Right.
regardless if you take it seriously or not. Just a good something to have under your belt. I feel.
Absolutely. And it's always been great in terms of an avenue to a therapy for me. Just
Hmm.
I would even at times when I first got started into music, while practicing, just fall asleep with the guitar, fall asleep my ukulele, like literally hours, just because you can get lost in it. And that's what I've been really tapping into lately with all the new music I've been making, not only with back out with everybody, you know, with my new music, with my new video, excuse me, but with the new Spanish records that I've been working on, and the new, you know, culture type of instruments that I've been using. So I'm really excited about the new stuff coming out.
Yeah, it's funny you say, because I think it's so dope that the Spanish world has become like normal in America. Because I feel everyone before would kind of cross over and have to do like an English album to make it, and now you don't have to do that. You could.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I realized that too recently. It's a different wave of music now. It's different in terms of like the consumption of music. I know us Latinos are the biggest consumers of music, and you know, every song that you hear now has a Spanish feature, like the majority of them. So that's what I'm really excited to tap into more. My mom's from Mexico. My dad's from China. You know, she immigrated over here when she was around 12 years old.
Okay.
So I'm really happy to come from immigrant parents and to have that sense. You know, I like to call it sauce. There was so much sauce around me growing up. Like sonically, they gave me all the goods, all the gems in terms of what to be listening to. You know, from Celia Cruz all the way to Carlos Santana. You know, we had so many different types of music played in our household growing up. So I feel really blessed in that aspect.
That's so dope. Yeah, I wish I had that with my parents. My parents are like, I guess I'm fourth generation already, so it's so far down the line. I'm like, dang, I wish like they were from Mexico and Italy. Like that's dope. That's so dope. But you know, I want to talk about as well, you know, Idol. Idol is a huge part of your career.
Yes.
And the season you were on was kind of it was, I think, legendary because the judges. I mean, the talent and the judge, and those judges, that was a one-time season thing with that lineup of judges. Like, what did you think, like, when you auditioned and you seen who it was? Like, what? I mean, Mariah Carey, like, that's
mind-boggling, right? You know, Gallo, I think at that point, my perspective throughout the whole thing was just, I was in awe. First off, because I don't think many people know the process of even getting to that point. You know, there's multiple auditions, and it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
You stand in line for hours, literally out of tens of thousands of people, like cattle. That's why they call it, you know, the cattle call. But it taught me so much. I'm so grateful for the experience. I got to showcase my voice first and foremost. Showcase my voice, represent where I'm from, represent my city, and really inspire others. That's my whole point, you know. Vivir a inspirar is living to inspire, and that's my biggest motto. Especially being so blessed in music and doing things that not many people get to do. So if I can do that for the next wave of artists, you know, I'd be a happy guy.
Yeah, definitely. What's the biggest piece of advice that you took away from Idol itself, and piece of advice one of the judges gave you?
Well, maybe I'm a little biased with this response, but my favorite judge was Nicki Minaj, right?
Okay.
She said I was her favorite boy, you know. She wanted to have my babies. You know, I blushed like a tomato at that moment. You know I did. I'll probably post that as a throwback one of these days. But anyways, the biggest piece of advice I would say from all of them is how you package yourself as an artist, how you market yourself as an artist. And these days with social media and the industry just not being the same as it once was, you have to really hone in on that, because it's what's going to set you apart, not only sonically but visually. It's, you know, an audio visual world.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, and I just want to tell you, your cover of "Stay," I remember when you performed that. That was such a dope cover you did of "Stay" by Rihanna.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah, like again, a lot of people have tried that song, and I feel like I'm not giving it justice, but you like gave it. Yeah, you put a little spin on it. I love how you outroed it a little different. I was like, yo, he killed it. Like,
hey, I appreciate
super
you guys.
dope.
Come on, present.
But you know, after Idol, what did you like? was it, how can I say, did you right away want to run with the music, or did you kind of, because I know Idol is very tiring. I know multiple people that are close friends of mine that have been on Idol, and it's a lot. You know, like you said,
Right.
from the beginning stages of when you're going through the producer auditions and then the main audition, then you're in Hollywood, and
Right.
it's a lot. You know, how did you, after, did you kind of want to take a break because it was so strenuous, or did you just want to run with it?
Yeah, it was definitely strenuous, especially mentally. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was nerve-wracking. On a national platform in front of millions of people every week, and that alone just, it's like getting thrown into the deep end, and months and months of, there was a lot of, waiting and dead time in between too, between performances and live shows and, semi rounds, etc. So it can definitely be tiresome in that aspect. But I took a break, to be honest, from anything musically, just to give my ears and my energy, my spirit a break, just have a whole refresh moment. And then, probably about a month, 2 months later after the show, I picked up a piano because I transitioned from guitar. But this time I went to the piano and really started sitting myself down, really asking myself a question like, what is my identity? Who do I want to be as an artist? I got to showcase myself, my voice on Idol, but how do I want to sound differently
Hmm.
between every other artist in the world? There's 60,000 uploads on Spotify every day, so it's like, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Um, but after that, I worked on. It was such an experience and such a growth experience. That's why I named my first project after Idol, Grown.
Hmm.
And Grown represents myself as essentially a metamorphosis, right? From what I was. I was a teenager on Idol, right?
Yeah.
From the itty bitty teenager that I was into the grown man that I am right now. So it's been a really cool experience. And if you're not growing, you're dying, right?
Yeah.
So since then, released a couple singles after as well. Gone, which is
Oh my
got really
God. One of the best
support.
songs ever.
Man, I appreciate you. I really
Yeah.
do. I got a lot of love overseas as well for that song. Got me a really loyal cult following. Um, but what's funny too recently is my Instagram actually got hacked. But
I heard. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
crazy.
Yes, it's been such a bizarre experience, Gaio. Um, Especially with all the work I've been putting in since Idol up until now. So if anybody, if I can give a piece of advice, make sure you turn your two-factor authentication on, please. All right, turn it on. They're out here. They're getting everybody. Not only me, I've had friends of friends that have recently been hacked. So just as my public service announcement right here, take care of yourself.
It's it's so crazy. Like they even, but like you said, they're out there just yeah.
Yeah, they're
Got
definitely
nothing better to do.
nothing better to do. But what I'm most excited about right now, guys, to be honest, is what I'm making right now in terms
Hmm.
of preparation and all the music that I've been, working on. So my debut album is my main focus right now. Top of the year, spring 2022, baby. I'm really putting out my, I think, in my opinion, is my best body of work.
I love that you say we're gonna go get to the album, but I love that you said album because so many people, and I understand, like you
Right,
said, you had Grown Out, which was your EP, your first
right,
body of work, but
right,
then because a lot of people I feel today, it's just EP after EP after
right,
EP, rather than having a full LP out. Like it's kind of unheard of, and I like that you said, I did my EP, now my baby is my LP full debut album. But
yeah,
yeah, like it's not. I feel like it's not done enough, and I feel a lot of even kids today. They're like, "Oh, the EP," and I'm like,
right.
"Where?
Or the single, right?
Yeah, the single. Like, oh, you hear his new single? Like, oh, she has like 10 singles out, but no body of work out. I'm just like, so
Precisely.
different than what it was, 10, 15, 20 years ago. But
Absolutely, absolutely,
yeah,
and I definitely wanted to. That's why it's so special to me because I haven't really focused on a larger body of work like that. So it's not only a personal challenge, but I've just experienced so much over the past few years. I've experienced loss, in different ways.
Hmm.
Thankfully, not death, but I've experienced loss. I've experienced, pain. I've experienced a whirlwind of emotions, and it's been the fuel to put into this first album that I'm really excited about. Like I said, spring 2022 is going to be I think my most pinnacle moment because of so much that's happened and everything that I need to talk about and just get off my chest.
I want to ask you though, like, so like you got back out now, but like while working on this project,
Right.
how many songs have you said? Like, has it even been a confirmed track list, or are you still just kind of, I know some artists, they'll
Right.
have a confirmed track list and let it come out, a year from now, and maybe they'll add a song or two,
Right.
or some people just like to keep on working. You never know what ideas may pop in your head, in another 4 months, in another 6 months. So, like, what is it for you, would you say, right now with the body of work?
Right now, Gallo, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's at its infancy, but
Okay.
I would say more so in its building stages. I've
Okay.
gotten a lot of the moods and a lot of the lyrical content, and more so the narrative of what direction I want to take this project. But in terms of a set track list, that's still a mystery right now.
I like that because, yeah, it's like, hey, you got time still, figure it out, and, it makes sense. But,
Right.
what is your process like, though, with making a song?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a melody first? Do you write
Right.
some lyrics first? What is your process like usually?
So my process in making a song is kind of weird. I'll bounce around from how it happens, but it's you can never tell when inspiration is gonna strike, right?
Yeah.
And half the time it'll be when I'm lying awake in bed at night and I can't sleep, or I'm walking somewhere and a melody just popped into my head. But recently, if I were to really hone in on what inspires my records and the lyrical content and direction, is just kind of doing a reverse approach to it. And I look at more so how I want the video to be like. So I'll
Uh-huh.
start on that end. I'll be like, how do I want to be, represented, and what story do I want to tell, and how is that going to match these beats that I've been working with, or what
Mhm.
I've been building, with my producer. So I like to take that approach from it, kind of left, but it's been helping me recently, starting on that end, kind of like in reverse.
Okay, dope, dope. And
Yeah.
what back out though, what back out's out now, like I said, it just released, what was it, 5 days ago now?
Yes.
June
Yes.
12th. Yeah. So with that song, was it hard to choose that as a single, like a song to put out? Were you nervous? Like, how was that process of choosing that single?
Hmm. In terms of selection, I definitely had a library of music that I
Okay.
could have picked from. But in terms of timing, I feel that is very important, um, especially in this industry, the timing of when records are put out and the feeling of it as well. But playing everything back out really stuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I already had the treatment to it, all the colors, they just spoke to me, right? And PCH, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
PCH was the perfect, location to really embody that the feeling, that, like I said, that SoCal feeling,
Mm-hmm.
summer vibe, kind of like a '90s feel too, with the guitar
Yeah.
driven part of it. So uh, it wasn't hard in that sense because I only gauged it by the timing and summer coming up, and I want people dancing to this. I already have a remix. I already even have a remix coming out very soon. So stay tuned, guys. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you some different vibes for sure.
It's dope. It's super dope.
Thank you.
Also I know you've worked with the icon, music genius, and so much more, Akon.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, tell me what's it like? Because I remember, it's so funny that you're working with him, because I remember I met him and he introduced me to Lady Gaga before she blew up. And I
Wow.
was like, who is this crazy, like, Like, I didn't know who she was. And she's like, oh, hi, this is my single, Just Dance.
Wow.
And then not even a year later, that was 2008. And 2009, she just blew up. So, like, I know he's a genius and with everything he does. So, what is it like just working with such a music genius legend?
You know, that was probably one of the biggest experience that I've had these past couple of years working with that caliber of an artist. Not only is not only is he a huge philanthropist, and you know he does so much for
Hmm.
his country. He's just a great person overall. Super down to earth guy. Great sense of humor. Always cracking jokes. There's never a serious moment, but no, he's taught me a lot as well, more than anything. Uh, he is such a hard worker, man. Like the first session that I met him in, he banged out like 4 or 5 songs that night. He was burning the midnight oil, and it was really inspiring, guy. It made me question myself. Hey, can I be doing better? Hey, what can I be doing better? And then I
Yeah.
started narrowing it down. You know, am I being efficient with my time, or as efficient as I could be? So it really made me take a look in the mirror because in what anybody is trying to do, excuse me, um, they want to be successful, and to
Hmm.
be successful, you need to follow a plan. And being around somebody who has been successful and is successful, it was so easy for me to just make some changes in my habits. And we are creatures of habit, so that has been one big turning point in not only me as an artist, but me as a just a human being, and doing and maneuvering the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And like I know artists you are always recording and in the studio and working. What would you say your vault, like how many songs do you have in your vault that you think?
Excuse me.
How many songs do you think you have in your vault that you
Um,
may or may not ever release?
you know what? I have, shoot. I can't. I think I've lost count. Like maybe a couple hundred, guy. To be honest.
Nice.
And in terms of narrowing it down, like there's only 12 months in the year, right? And it can only put out so much music, but it's a blessing because I have more options to really spread out how I want to lay things out, and
Hmm.
give a little bit of a different vibe every part of the year, because I mean you don't want the same type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And when you're in the studio, though, I know a lot of artists. I've heard one side and I heard the other side. Are you that type of artist that is so hard on yourself that you'll say like, "Hey, take that back again. Let me do that over. Let me do that over." Or are you
Gosh,
one of those artists that you're like,
man.
"Okay, nope, that's it. It's done. Perfect."
Oh gosh, I'm definitely the first. I'm a Virgo. I'm a true Virgo. I am I am meticulous with everything. But I believe with the right things, they have to be like that, or else you don't get to convey the actual feeling. And I'm a big believer in when something is feeling right, you don't change it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the whole power of engineering too. It might have some type of nuances that you don't like, but the performance was great. The feeling is there. You know, that's something that I also was very enlightening when I saw XXXTentacion, one of his interviews. He said
Hmm.
that it doesn't matter as long as the feeling is conveyed. So it was something to learn, um, and something to really input into my process of making music, because we're we're human. We operate off of feeling, and you
Hmm.
have to literally imprint that through the mic with your energy onto the track, and let it hit their hearts. If it's not hitting the hearts, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's 100%. Like, and I've heard some people though, like you were saying, how you're hard on yourself. Go like another track, another time, another, and everyone's like, "Yo, it's good." And you're like, "No, no, another time, another time." But I love that. Like, that's true artistry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
But
to be creative. Reinvent yourself.
yeah, you have to. Like, just I think necessary. But also, who would you love to work with on the production side of things? That has to be on your like on your discography, featured on a song, or if you were featured in a song production wise? And
Right.
then who would you like as a feature on a song?
Man, that's a great question. If I were to have to pick somebody, it would have to be Timbaland. Production wise, Timbo is man, he's cream of the crop. You know, there's bar to none
Yeah.
with that guy. His grooves, his melodies, and it was really a big part of why I got into music when, you know, NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, all that came into fruition, and you know that duo teamed up. So it inspired me not only on the production side but also, you know, with the pen, writing,
Yeah.
um, being a lyricist, telling a story, having a narrative. Um, so that's something I would definitely love to see happen. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Tim is, since I was young enough to know music, he's been in the game and been killing it till today. That's what I want to ask you next. You know, he's a part
Yes.
of the verses, beginning the verses with Swiss. Have you
How
checked
crazy
out
was that?
any?
How
Yes. Oh
crazy
my
was that?
God. That was, I just watched the redo they did a
Uh-huh.
couple weeks ago, and I was just blown away again. And it's
They
just
still got it.
crazy. Oh my,
They
they never
keep
lost it.
they
It's
stay on.
stay on. Like the amount of songs they both have, like
Right.
songs that are just timeless and will be around when we're gone and our
Yeah.
grandchildren and grandchildren, you know,
Yeah.
like, but which ones have been some of your favorite though, verses wise? Which ones have you watched like straight through or watched a lot of highlights?
Yeah, I would say the Isley Brothers. That
Yes.
was an amazing
What Earth, Wind, and
experience.
Fire?
Yeah,
Yes. And
with
Steve
them.
Harvey was
How
moderating. Yeah.
that was so inspirational. And I'm a big, you know, fan of like the Motown era and anything R&B, but anything overall with soul. They ever since I was probably a foot tall, listening to the radio or whatever my family had on. I'm so grateful to have older siblings too because they show me what to listen to. They put me on. But yes, that performance with the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind, and Fire, um, so amazing.
Yeah, that was, I think, one of the best, and I think it was needed for the younger generation that doesn't know.
Yes,
Like,
that's a good point. And
yeah,
and I feel a lot of the generation, the younger generation, doesn't either know probably that first or just don't appreciate, but they definitely needed to bring it back, bring them out because they're legends,
yeah,
legends.
100%. Yeah. But, you know, in quarantine too, besides with, you know, working on music and whatnot, what else did you do just to kind of keep yourself busy? Because I know LA just opened up, what, this week?
Right.
Because Chicago just opened up this last week, and I know LA and New York opened up this week. So, what else did you do to kind of keep yourself busy and sane? Like, what hobbies did you
Right.
get? What?
Huh. That was actually a combination of things. Besides, you know, I like to look at mind, body, right?
Hmm.
So mentally, I was trying to find something besides music to be an outlet, just to switch it up. And over the year, especially this past year, it really there's no time to waste, is what I learned. And
Yeah.
there's so many avenues to pursue as an artist. And something that I've, you know, kind of been flirting with the idea of getting into acting, but even more through the year of COVID is when I took a look in the mirror and I really dedicated myself to, you know, learning some basics and fundamentals. And um, hey, I told myself to, you know, start submitting for auditions and things like that. So right now is something not only from then, but up until now, I've been really dedicating my time to it. It's actually been a good mental outlet for me. Besides that, and I've been really hard in the gym, just trying to just get my fitness side ready, eating right, eating clean, you know,
Hmm.
taking my vitamins,
Yeah, they
getting my
matter.
juices in, you know, trying to stay glowed up.
Yeah, yeah. It's necessary. The vitamins are a real thing. I never thought in my 30s I would be like, dang, it was a real thing taking vitamins. Like,
It'll catch up if you don't start early.
yeah, it's crazy. Um, but you know, being from California and like you said, it was an easy way to get to LA for you.
Right.
How, what do you think of the industry? Because I lived out there for a year and I moved back right before
Right.
COVID hit. just because I didn't want to be out there alone, to be honest. But what do you think of LA? Like, do you love it? Do you? I know work-wise, it's beautiful because
Right.
it's. I mean, LA or New York, it's kind of the mecca for movies, music,
Yes.
acting, singing, everything. How's it been for you though? Just kind of figuring out your way in this industry.
I would say, well, I've been to New York. I've
Hmm.
been here. I've experienced both ends. And in comparison, I would say Los Angeles is very laid back,
Yeah.
especially industry. If I were to record with the producer or be in a session, it just takes longer sometimes out in LA compared to, say, New York, for example. Um, I would say there's good and bad everywhere, though.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of action going on here, especially, and I kind of feel a little biased too because I'm from Los Angeles. I even spent a lot of time growing up in East LA, Inglewood, represent with my grandpa. So I got to see a lot and just be like how we spoke about earlier around a lot of people of color, and
Hmm.
it taught me to see everybody the same. There's only one race, the human race, right?
Yeah.
So um, yeah, that was a big part of who I am, and what I try and promote, positivity, things like that.
Dope. I love it. But, to wrap up, I want to ask you two final questions. What would you say need like a bucket list? What's on your bucket list professionally and personally for yourself? And then just tell me about the future for yourself.
Personally, professionally. Okay. I'd like to look at that as a goal list, so they're kind of
Hmm.
synonymous.
Yeah.
I definitely have a couple of big goals. I feel a big music goal is definitely being Grammy winning. I've
Yeah.
worked with Grammy winning people. I've been around Grammy nominated, Grammy winning, whatever. But if you're working, you're putting in the hours, and you're hanging around people who are already doing it, push comes to shove, um, is gonna happen. But that's a huge goal for me musically, and professionally. I would say they're both the same, but I would say more than anything, personally and spiritually, my biggest goal is to not let the industry change me, change who I am, my intentions, um, and yeah, my intentions. I feel that is the most important part of anybody, and staying true to who I am as an artist and my beliefs would be it for sure.
Dope, dope. And then, the future, like you said, you're
Mm-hmm.
working on the debut album, like you said, top of the
Yeah.
next year. I love that you're taking your time and not rushing it just because the world is opening. There's
Right.
no rush of so many artists. I mean, so many people I know they don't know what goes into making a full body of work. And,
Right.
it just takes time and you want to
Mm-hmm.
perfect it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, between now and then, like you said, what else do you have planned for the rest of this year and then beginning of next year before the album drops?
Right. So yeah, to wrap it up, I would say from now until then, a big part, like I mentioned earlier, is devoting time to acting. So I will
Yeah.
definitely be submitting to a lot more, doing a lot more training as well, and even live performances since we definitely are open. Getting back into live performance is something I'm really excited about, and
Yeah.
I've been putting actually a live set together. Picking what I want to do, mixing it up from covers to original music. So anybody who's in LA, definitely follow me and look out for when I'll be performing. Um, yes, and besides putting out, um, like I said, my album in the next year, I have a couple of singles actually ready lined up.
Okay.
Up until then, I'm most excited because I'm gonna start implementing some comedy into my videos, and I think it's always fun to be lighthearted with it and not be too serious. And I get to step out of my comfort zone and just have more fun and not even be Elijah for a day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, that's what I'm most excited about, guy.
Okay. I love it. But bro, I want to thank you first and I can't wait to personally meet you. I can't wait to come back to LA. Like
Yes,
I
likewise.
miss it. I'm not gonna lie, because Chicago, I can only take so much of it. I need
Hey man, open that Google Flights on a private browser. You might find a great deal.
Right? I know, because I'm ready to go back to the only thing I was nervous of, I'm not gonna lie, the first month I moved there, there were 7 earthquakes.
Oh, yikes.
And yeah, I didn't know what was really going on. I'm not gonna lie. That was the only thing that scared me. Otherwise, I loved it.
Right. Well, I think we're pretty stable right now.
Yeah, it figures. The month I moved there,
Right.
I'm like, my luck. It would happen. They were all like within, I think, 1 week. It was
Right.
4th of July weekend, 2019. There
Oh
was like
God.
some bad ones. I remember.
Oh
And I
shoot, I
was
think it's coming full circle. So just make sure you don't come back around July 4th.
right, right. But I appreciate you. And say anything else you want to say to your fans and supporters.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, number one, thanks everybody for tuning in. Definitely follow me at Elijah Lou. You can click my my profile and check out my new video, Back Out, streaming everywhere now. It's in link is in my bio. And much love, everybody.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Elijah. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Stay safe.
You too, man.
And yeah, bro, we'll definitely keep in contact.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Take care.
peace. Have a good one, okay?
Be well, man. Be well.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Thanks.